I think the region, and I've traveled all over the world, I think the region is the most beautiful in the world. From negotiating contracts in most crazy countries, if I can get that deal done and if I can get that done, then I'm happy. But if you can explain that to a group of people that share your vision and they come up with their own ideas and you make them a part of the story, then you can really create something together.
You sound like a visionary. Thank you very much for having me. We're still at Mougins property. Just did an interview with your wife.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful place you have here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are very happy here actually. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it is for sale, I heard.
It is for sale, yes. And I think it's a matter of us never settling down. Or no, maybe we are not that attached to houses.
All right.
And we also love to change. And that is also the beautiful thing about this region, because you have so many different areas and places where you can live here and just completely feel different. You know, you have the mountain range, the sea view, the mountain view. You have all these different aspects of living here, and that makes it also fun to live here.
Yeah. And could you tell me, because we will dive into that later, because your career has something to do with that as well.
Yeah, so I'm you can tell I'm well, you called it very nice actually, that I was a serial entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. Yeah, I think if you would describe what I can do best and what I love the most is always connecting people and creating something together. I think that is the main aspect of my, let's say, main quality, is that I can really quickly get a general vision of what it should be and what it can be, and then quickly also assess the best possible team to really finish also this vision into something real.
Yeah.
And it's been from many different areas of many different companies I already have had in the past and will have in the future, I'm sure. So there's a big range of different things that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of one of the things that you did?
Well, I started in let's say I started doing everything, because when I was 18, my dad said, "Yeah, Kaj, now the faucet is closed, or the Dutch crane is closed." And from there, I did many different things to really get my bearings and get my my ground, so to speak. So where I ended up was as a intern at a football club in Germany, and I did everything. I was the mascot. I had the bear suit on, and I had to do really everything. But I was also very good with the football players, and there it really started this energy that I had, and in making people better than they actually are. I think that is one of my main assets, and I really got to know that at that time, because I was quite young. I was 23, 24. The football players that were playing for this German football club, I really get a quick connection with them, because my dad was a professional football player in the past. So I really had a quick link with them, and from there it quite quickly progressed in me being a football agent, a football manager. So quite quickly acquired different players, and from there it just went off into a football agency. Yeah.
Because just from my understanding, what does that mean, being a football manager?
Well, in the end, it means that you bring players from A to B, and you get the player. You first have to sign the player, and then it depends per player, but in the rule we always said, if a player signs with us, we take everything off his hands so he can really focus on being the best possible football player he can be. And there was every player was different, because one player wanted the yellow M&Ms, you know, that you hear sometimes in the stupid stories, but and the other player was more involved and did a lot himself. But we had players that we really did everything for them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's called sports management.
That was called sports management. I did that together with two partners, one of which was my dad, which was really interesting. Learned a crazy amount of lessons, especially in the beginning when I was still listening. When I got older, I started listening a little bit less. But it was a huge school for me. I can see that when I look back at it. For me, it was the best education I could possibly have, because the range that I had to do involved everything. You know, from negotiating contracts in the most crazy countries. You know, from the South America crazy countries to the highest level, which was the Premier League and the Primera División. So I had so many different cultures, so many different people, emotions, media, press, parents, uncles, sisters, brothers. It went in every different kind of way.
Yeah. And
the better the player was getting, the more difficult it more or less became.
That became personalities.
Yeah, it became different personalities. The players had to adjust to all the wealth, to the being famous, to the incredible speed that they are thrown into, and need to manage. They also need to manage that themselves. You know, they need to manage their own families. They need to manage the people that they hire to have a certain ease in their lives, because they need to be ready every day. Train, and then also play a game.
Yeah. How did you handle that?
Yeah, it was every day. So I would say they're just like people. That is what I always say.
They are human.
Yeah, they're like so they can be cranky, and then suddenly something comes in the media. You know, they need to handle their emotions, and the best players that can handle their emotions obviously also play in the highest let's say highest divisions, or in the best teams. The funny thing, actually, that the most normal players again were playing in the highest teams, because they have everything sorted out, and they could live with all the media and all the pressure and all the emotions that other people thrown at them. Or, you know, it's also a mirror in a way that how easy they are, the people around them are also easy. You know, if you have players that are always nervous and always emotional and always creating problems, then they also have problems themselves performing at a high level, because then they attract problems. There's just too much, then it's too complicated.
Like drama.
No, it's drama, but it's like with everybody in everybody's lives, you know. So I also learned a lot about that. Also, I learned a lot about managing people, managing different types of character, different types of mentalities, and different types of emotions, and also the people that get involved to the players, or who the player wanted. So there were always coming, I don't want to say wives, but I don't think if you can say that. But there were many different wives. Maybe we should many different women. Yeah, that's maybe a better, from all types of. No, but it was to be honest, it was for me. I can look at back at that time. It was for me incredible school, and I learned crazy a lot from it. But during that time, I also started in real estate. And not to be, but a property more or less doesn't move. You know, there's no. It's something that you can see, something you can grasp, something you can create, and probably the building will not talk back to you. Mm-hmm. So I quickly realized that it had an ending. My agent being, because I couldn't get the energy anymore out of me to really progress into that field of business.
Yeah. And how long did you do that?
Well, in the end, I did it 12 years, so I was quite young when I started.
Yeah.
And then I did that for 12 years, and I set up many different partnerships, companies in all different parts of the world. Eventually, I ended up. What my main asset was at that time was that I was going into countries that nobody went into.
Okay.
So really trying to be the first. And I also had some countries that they throw me out because then there was some dodgy people that didn't want to have me there. I'm not going to name countries, but there were some quite funny countries. Yeah. No, and from there we decided that we should attack also the South America countries, and then we started from the top, from Colombia, on our way down also to every country more or less in between. I did deals there. Mm-hmm. Colombia was a fascinating, magnificent country. I really loved it there. We really took some nice players from Colombia to Europe, as we also did in Argentina. So that and we acquired a very good relationships there with nice partners. Which we combined, so we all combined our strengths to get the players from the South American countries into Europe.
Very good.
And that is what we did well, actually. Yeah.
And then you transitioned into real estate.
Yeah, I transitioned into real estate. I think if I look really back, as a child I was always building, and I was always creating and building tree houses and doing whatever with wood or with stones, or that. If I really should look deep into what my real passion is, it is real estate. Yeah. My best friend, which is also became my partner after that, he was quite good in real estate. So we partnered up, and from there we started developing. And that was in all different areas.
Was it real estate agents, or
it was real development in the end. So what we did was we built distribution centers, like the big boxes that you see next to the freeways, from let's say ranging from 30,000 square meters to 70,000 square meters.
Oh wow!
We acquired the land. We developed the distribution center on it, and from there we sold it to different type of investment companies. That's what we did for quite a while. We had some different type of buildings that we acquired. We also sold again, and again it was, and there I really realized, once you see something and you envision it, and it doesn't really matter in what field you do it. Okay, you need to have a certain type of passion and a certain type of energy to it. But if you can explain that to a group of people that share your vision, and they come up with their own ideas, and you make them a part of the story, then you can really create something together, and that is the for me that's the most fulfilling thing I can do.
Yeah, you sound like a visionary.
Yeah, no, I think it's in the end, I also had to learn it that it was my quality. Okay. I always did it from like a natural type of way. Of course, you have to capitalize this thing that you do, because. Sure. I didn't went to university or something, but you have to capitalize your main strength and roll it into something that you can also earn money with.
First, you need to identify what.
Yeah, you need to identify it to yourself, and I was always struggling to figure that out. People looked at me and I said, and I never saw myself that way. I was always very. Low self-esteem and all these things. So I always kept on going, and I always went past everybody. But to really say something positive about myself, that took a long while. Yeah.
Really did it?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people have that. Okay, you also have to say it. I think to be vulnerable in that way, but I think it took me a real long while to figure that out, that this was my strength and that I can do it and that I can continue with it.
Yeah. And when was that turning point when you realized that?
Well, I think a lot of things happened in my life on a personal level. Losing my sister is a big example, maybe the biggest, because it really pointed out, okay, what am I doing with my life? You know, because I can do so many things, but what is really important? And I think I really had to dig deep at that time, but it really triggered me to change and to enjoy. In the end, my family, of course, that is the most important thing. And I'm lucky enough that I can say that, and I could take the time.
That you took the time.
That I took the time to reflect and be the best possible version of myself. Yeah. So I can also help my children, can help my wife, who was always there for me, and try to create something together in a more healthy way.
Yeah. Because did you feel that was out of balance? That was not.
Yeah, I was completely out of balance. So I was. The funny thing is, because if you can do so many things, you are in so many things, you are involved, and you do everything, not with the full 100%. So if I was home, I was too tired to be there for my children. If I was at work, I was not too stressed, but maybe I was. Everything had to go fast because I was also busy with other projects and another project and another project, and it all sounded very nice and amazing, but in the end you forget yourself, you know. And I think that is the main lesson that I took from that, is that you first take care of yourself before you can help others.
Yeah.
And if you can achieve that, I think that is the let's say the biggest thing you can have in your life.
Yeah.
But it took a little while to figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great statement you mentioned there.
Yeah.
It's a lesson I learned from the first aid course that I once did. Because, I can relate to some of the things he's saying, because I lost my brother not too long ago. And he was he had a mental and physical disability.
Okay.
So I always grew up with, you know, having to take care of him in a way, so you be supporting in a family, and you just have a different dynamic there. Yeah. So it was also important for us to do a first aid course.
Yeah.
And what really always stuck there was exactly what you just said. Yeah. You need to be sure. You need to make sure that you are safe first. Yeah. And before you can help others. Before you can actually help others. Yeah. It's incredibly important, and it translates to, I'd say, everything in life, financially, mentally, and so it's very, very interesting.
No, it's super interesting. And I don't know. They always say it happens around 40 or whatever. You know, they call it. Some people call it a midlife crisis. You know, but I was also doing all these strange things because I thought that would make me happy, in a way. You look at different things that people are telling you, that the moment you have that, you acquire like a mental happiness in a way, and I was part of that type of people that thought, okay, if I can get that deal done, and if I can get that done, then I'm happy, you know. So but it was never enough, because every step that I took, it just led me into the wrong way, because I had already everything, and there was my wife and my children. Yeah. But it's been a wonderful journey. But I'm still young. I'm 42, so. But I'm just happy that I could figure it out in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not in this crazy stupid, or not stupid. I don't call it stupid, but. Because spiritual, I think spiritual is for me like a better understanding of life in a way, but you have many different
Yeah, of course.
Steps in that, but for me, I'm just happy to be content. You know, I don't have the highs, I don't have the lows anymore, and I think that is the main thing.
You have a more realistic understanding.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very good that you came to that realization.
Yeah.
So what has changed since then?
Well, a way better connection with my wife and with my children, and I see that every day. It's just you don't have to say anything back. You don't have to. You just have to be there and be there.
Be present.
Be present. Listen. That's the only thing that you. But if you are stressed and you have all these crazy ghosts in your head, then it's difficult to listen. Eh?
Yeah.
And I really figured that out, and I even have it with my dog. Even my dog is coming to me now, and before that she never came. The dog is just below here, but no. But the funny thing is, in many different things, and it opens doors after that, because you are in a way you have a way clearer picture. First of all, of what you want, so you don't go into like 10 different types of things, and you hope that one will eventually give you something that will give you the satisfaction of. Yeah. Of what you need at that point. So I really had I can really choose, okay, what do I want? This is how I'm going to set it up. I really want a better balance in life and work, and be more healthy, do sports, and, you know, just try to have a more relaxed way of living.
And you are doing that already, right? So
yeah, the funny thing is, because we thought that by us moving here to get that, you know, that's what many people do, I think. Yeah, when I moved to the south of France, oh man, then my life is fantastic. It only brought more problems, because being a foreigner being a foreigner in a different country, but it just brings a lot of stupid problems. And again, the only thing I had to do was figure first out myself, because then it doesn't matter where you live. Yeah. But the good thing is that I can really enjoy it now.
Yeah.
And so we went through the first, because we're living here now for 3.5 years, and it took me 2.5 years to figure out myself first, and then after that I could really enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, it's better then that you find it out here.
Yeah, find out here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's no, I'm friends, and that is also why I want to start setting up a company here, also to make it more transparent, especially people buying property, buying real estate, settling down. It brings so much more complications than you first of all envision it, because I know how the high is when you arrive here and you want to start living here. The high gives you enough energy to step over a lot of the complications that you will encounter. I just want to create something for people to use our company, to just make it way a lot easier than it will be.
Yeah. Because what you are building now, you've acquired a real estate agency.
Yeah, so acquiring a real estate agency was for me the first step. I wanted something that already had a lot of heritage, so a lot of experience and legacy. I really found the perfect company for that. This family feeling that I always want in companies. Open, transparency, and by acquiring this company, because it is still very, let's say, because you can say it is easy to be an estate agent or a real estate agent here in the south of France, but I think by adding value, by managing properties, by presenting them the right properties that they can buy, and we want to add value by putting managers on the house to renovate the properties, and eventually also make the calculations for them. If renovated, what is the the value in the end after the renovation is finished.
Yeah.
I think we can really be a huge help in that.
One of the things that you will probably be doing then for your clients is make that translation of, if you do this with your property, this could be the added value.
Yeah, this could be the
end result. And
but to renovate here in the south of France is a complicated endeavor. It's always different than the country that you came from. Even if you live here, it's still a different and difficult project, because you have a lot of different aspects of complications that you can run into. You know, you have the municipalities. Every municipality here has a different set of rules. You know, you have to move within the set rules. If you go outside them, they will shut down your project. And so there are many different variables in acquiring. First of all, in acquiring a property, after renovating it, and also even selling it, also in a fiscal way. Okay, how can we optimize? How can we optimize this for the client? And there are so many different aspects that, after me doing it here for now several years, have figured out, and that is what I want to combine into this new company that we are setting up.
Yeah. And what is your take on investing and developing a property? Because I've heard mixed stories. I personally don't have that experience, but what I very often hear is that France has kind of made the rules so that you buy a property to live there the rest for your life. And that's why they tax it quite high, and that you have all these rules and
I think
expenses involved.
I think
is it still worth it, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, you have different set of clients. Of course, you have the client that looking for the house that they never want to leave. Makes it also easier a little way, because you can take the time, and you know. Yeah. I think there's what I think, and that is my not ideal client, but is a client that I would really like to help. Is this client that comes here either for a holiday home or for a certain amount of years, not really sure if they want to stay, but really want to create a property that they can feel at home in. And I think we can really be of help for them to make the perfect vision, in a way, or the perfect story for them, so they can acquire their house that they really dream of. Yeah. They can renovate it in a way that they really want. You know, somebody wants a red house and the other one wants a white house. There's many different aspects in that. But it's always difficult to acquire it, and especially in valuation of properties, because there's a lot of properties here on the market that you can acquire what I think is below market value. But you have to renovate it. And that is what a lot of people don't want. Yeah. Because they're afraid of so many things. And understandable, because it is quite complicated here. Yeah.
And I can imagine that it must be, I mean, you obviously have that experience, so you've seen it before, so it's much easier for you to see through. Yeah. But it can be really intimidating, I think.
No, yeah, of course, because it's a language barrier. You have so many variables again, you know, where you will run into, because one thing is for sure, you will run into them. And if you don't have the...
Can you give an example? But sorry to cut you off, but can you give an example?
No, but sometimes you want an extension, or you want to redo all the windows. But if you change the dimensions of those windows, you have to apply it to the municipality. Then there are definitely a lot of possibilities that I acquired during all these renovations that I did for you to proceed. But you have to know them. You have to have somebody that you fully trust to help you find the right way for your dream house eventually, because that is what you want. So many people that come here, they are looking for the finished house, but then you come into a whole different set of valuations that, in my opinion, are sometimes valuated too high, because there aren't many houses that are finished and to your liking.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, if you come into this region, you want to renovate, you want to make it your own, and then you need to have the right people that can help you. That can help you
Realize that.
Yeah.
And how do you see the future of the company that you are now building?
Well, I see it with a lot of energy, and I see it with a lot of nice people that I already that I already make a part of this vision that we have. I think we can create a set of tools and a set of different aspects within the company that will really help so many clients. I think it is unique, especially here in the region. I think we can really make a difference. Now it's just setting everything up and trying to put everybody in the right position to start the company.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, mega exciting. Yeah.
And exciting for me as well, because that's how we met. And
it was difficult to find somebody that can help me with this to make the vision a reality, and so that everybody can understand it. Yeah.
And when is the actual date that you transfer the ownership? When is the
so that will be the 1st of January. Then I will be the official owner, and from there we have to renovate a couple of things more aesthetically, but the office that we have.
And you will be in business from that moment.
Yeah, but we will be in full business from that moment. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And what is next for you then? Even if you take a look at a few years later, what is your plan?
Well, if you look at it a few years later, I want to have a central point with many different real estate agencies, preferably in the let's say the bigger area. So we start in Mougins. We go from Mougins to Valbonne. We want to add Cannes quite soon, actually. And then you have Cap d'Antibes, you have Antibes as a whole, actually. Then you want to maybe even continue to Saint-Tropez, but that is how I see it, you know. And with this special set of tools again that we have to help the real estate agency to be there for the clients, but not only in acquiring their house and then just leave them. No, we take it a step further, and we can help them all the way to a finished product.
Yeah, that's good. And so that would also mean that you maintain a certain network of suppliers and professionals, I assume. So that is what I acquired in the last couple of years, and also we have this fantastic person that will start working for us from the 1st of January, actually. And she was already a property manager, so she has an extensive range of local contractors that we can use, and we're already in talks to set them up for potential clients who want to start renovating. Yeah. And if you could give a general advice to someone watching, which is more translated to business, so it's more related to business, what is one or maybe more? What are some good lessons that you learned over the years?
Yeah. Find the right people. That is a definite one. And also stay, because I think the region, and I've traveled all over the world, I think the region is the most beautiful in the world. I think it has everything. You know, if you want to go crazy partying with the most expensive craziness, then you can find it here. But if you want to have peace and relaxation, there are so many free things also here that we didn't have in the Netherlands. For instance, mountains, you know, or you just go into them and it's it's so beautiful what this country has to offer. But again, yeah, it has also a series of not so nice things. But if you can look past them, then you really find the hidden gems in this country, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's really amazing. Yeah.
What is an example of those disadvantages? Or
the disadvantage, of course, you are a foreigner in a different country. So, and the French, they have seen so many foreigners come, already seen them leave. So they have of course maybe there's another one and there's another one. You know, they are very nationalistic. You really have to dig into their culture and into their way of living, because that will really help you understand them better, because they have so much. And they don't need to go to other countries, because you can do everything here in this country. Yeah. If you want to go skiing, you can go skiing. If you want to go to Paris, to a big city, you can go to the most beautiful, biggest city in the world. Yeah. So they have so many things. So that's also why they only speak French, or they don't need to necessarily need to learn other languages, because they have everything here in one country. Yeah. But if you dig in,
so many things here. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And I always like to use it actually as an example when I speak with people that are newcomers to the region. Yeah. Not to teach them a lesson, but more to put things in perspective. Yeah. If someone would come to you in your home country, for example the Netherlands, and they would start talking their own language, you would say, do you know what? You start learning Dutch or English or whatever it is. Before coming into my country. So it is.
It's just. Yeah, now my children speak fluent French, and I find it sometimes very annoying, because sometimes I'm at the bakery and then I have to. How did you say that again? You know, then I have to ask my children who are 8 and 10, and then they're laughing. Dad, you don't know that, and you know. But it's just if you can look at it only in a positive way, then you can also find the joy in that, in understanding them better. You know, every house here has a pétanque court, like the Jeu de Boule court. Mm-hmm. So we have one, but we never play on it. But it's like a typical French thing that you have to do when you invite people. Then you play pétanque. You know? Yeah.
I actually have a set of balls in my.
No, really? Then you're really already French, but. Yeah. But it's something that they do, and I will probably never understand it. But it's just a fun way to. To get to know them.
I think that's quite interesting to see, especially if you've traveled the world. Each country and region has its own traditions.
Yeah, but it's fantastic. I love it. Now I'm doing a project in Italy, but at the Como Lake, and the moment you arrive there, it's just a different world, and it's so close to where we are living. It's only 3-4 hours drive. But then you come into this different world, different people that are living there for all their lives, and their family were from that region, and they don't have to leave because they have everything, and it's so beautiful. Yeah. You know, they don't give a rat's ass. I don't know if I can say that, but they don't know about what is happening in different parts of the country, because they are focused on their area, and they want to make it the best possible area. Yeah. That they can achieve. Yeah.
Have you seen that documentary on Netflix about the blue zones? I think it's called, where people live up to 100 or past that, and they've done some research what it is that they can live for such a long time. Yeah. And that is actually one of them. They have a relative. They do have stress, but it's more related to. Daily duties that they do. They keep on moving. They have a relatively social, active life. They don't worry too much about what's going on in the rest of the world, because it doesn't matter.
It's funny. But I experienced that. Now I see it. You know, because you enjoy. If you can enjoy what is just in front of you, then it makes your life a whole lot easier.
And like you said before, if you can't appreciate what you have and see the beauty and the wealth, and I'm not talking about money. If you can't see that or find that here, you're never going to find it anywhere.
And that's the case.
And you can be happy anywhere.
Yeah, and then you find real beauty here. You know, and it's so close. You can drive an hour and you're a completely different world. And with wonderful people that have beautiful family restaurants and
Yeah.
really are proud of what they are doing. And you see the mother behind the register taking writing on the paper what you have eaten, and then suddenly make a price. And but that is if you find it, you can really or if you look for it, you can find everything here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Yeah.
There's one more question I'd like to ask you. I've asked this your wife as well, but you are a father of 3 kids. You have a wife as well. But how do you manage being in business, having kids, and you've already covered it a bit in.
Yeah, I think if you can achieve that and always have the time for your kids, and so when they ask for it, even if they don't ask for it, but because I didn't have that, because I was always in my mind somewhere where I shouldn't be. But if you can figure that out, then it doesn't really matter where you're living or what you are doing, because that is the most important thing. And it's fairly simple the moment you can do it.
Yeah.
But then you can have a fantastic life with your children.
Yeah.
But they always go in the wrong direction.
Do they?
Then that you want them to, But it's if you can find joy in even that. Yeah, then it's perfect. And so if you can really say to yourself, I can be there for them, then you are in a good place. And I don't know if I say that right, but I think that is the main. I think that is the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. It is a funny funny journey. Yeah. That children take you, because they take you on the journey, and you are there for the ride, more or less. But that's fantastic. No.
Yeah, but you do carry that responsibility of trying to bring them up the right way. And
And
don't mess them up in the process.
No, and I think also my parents, I had a very high set of norms and values. Is that English? Values, norms and values.
Sure, yeah.
Sure. But a set of values, I think, because my parents both came from very poor upbringing. Really made it themselves with their particular set of talents. Mm-hmm. So they always really projected that on me. You have to work hard and you have to keep on going, and of course you can be sad, but you have to keep on going. Because otherwise, if you come into resentments and you come into self-pity and all these.
It's a very destructive path.
It's very destructive, and you need to find a way to get out of that, and that is life. It is a difficult. It's not easy. But it will make it a whole lot easier for you if you can just understand where you're at the present time.
Yeah.
At the moment that you're in.
Very wise advice.
I'm almost 80 years old now, So.
No, but you clearly learned a lot. Everyone does, and I think that.
Yeah.
I just really like that about running the club and working with other people as well and doing these interviews.
Yeah.
Not doing it to get a massive subscriber count or whatsoever. No. It's just very liberating, and it immediately widens your horizon by starting that conversation with people, talking about their lives, and then you see that it's never perfect.
No, it's true.
And everyone has their struggle. So, like you mentioned earlier, that what you see on social media, that is the highlight reel of someone's life.
Yeah.
You don't see the downs, you don't see the struggles, you don't see the challenges. No. And I think it's important to show that real version of people as well, because that is what makes us human, and that is also what makes life worth living. Yeah. It is, there is an end date for all of us.
Definitely, so you can better make it worth your while, and not...
Try to get the best out of it.
It's amazing. I can talk about this for hours, I think, but I think everybody that came here, that we are looking for something. Okay, it makes it easier, you know, nice weather, and definitely makes it easier.
It helps.
It really helps, the blue skies, you know, but in the end, you know, just to... The funny thing, if you look at the Danish people, so the Danish people, 90 is the most happy people in the world. I think it rains 400 days a year, you know? And they have this... Maybe what you're saying, you know, if you're looking for even more and more and more, you will never find it.
No.
It's here, you know. It's around you. You can figure it out closely by you, close to you, and that is maybe the hardest part to find that. But
it takes a lot of self reflection and
definitely,
there,
yeah. But the new generation, so our generation is definitely starting with that, and I think the next generations will even, surely I hope, will figure it out even more about mental sobriety in a way, and hopefully get away from all the social media and hopefully figure out that it's not true.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Jos. I think it was my first time that I did that. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes, but thank you for
no
this.
No mistakes at all, it's just a conversation between us.
It was another jump out of the comfort zone. So
very well, incredibly good.
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, see you soon.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Okay.